Just yes, and we are live right now. Hi, my name is Angela. I am filming this in Singapore at the moment, and I have a very, very special guest with me today. It's Debra, and she is currently living in Mexico, right, Debra?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so one of the reasons why was would dying to meet Deborah is because as all of you know, we are all online business entrepreneurs, and for some people, they think, oh, being an online business entrepreneur, you need to be tech savvy. And when I heard about Deborah's story on how she didn't even have know how to use Facebook to begin with, I was simply amazed by how she's killing it in this business. So, Deborah, would you please do us the honor of, telling us how you came into this business and, and what's your journey like?
Well, Angela, I'm just going to tell them a little bit about myself so they get a little
Yes.
bit more of my background. So, anyways, my name is Deborah. I'm 67 years old. I am first and foremost a child of God. I'm a mother of 6 adult
Wow.
children. I have 19 grandchildren.
Oh,
And
my.
after Christmas, I will be a great grandmother to number 9. So, and I'm a successful online business owner. But as Angela said, that's not always the case. When I was 60 years old, I lost my position of many years. Actually, I was 58 when I lost my position, but I took a year off work and I thought I'm going to get a job, no problem, because I've got years of experience at what I do and I'm good at what I do and I enjoy what I do. So I know, I was confident. There was no doubt that I was going to get a job. But I never started looking for work until I turned 60. And I had to come to the realization very quickly that nobody wanted to hire anybody over the age of 60. And I
Yeah.
thought, what am I going to do? Sorry for my puppy.
Ah, your little puppy.
What am I going to do? I'm going to, I can't afford to retire right now because we had a family situation happen, just prior to me losing my position. And it took all our savings, our investments, our retirement, everything. So, it was like starting new and then boom, bang, my position was eliminated and now I'm broke. So I thought, I can't afford to retire. So I'm going to have to do something. I have to work. But I was confident I'd get a job. But it was not the case. So I thought, I know people that have jobs online, they work online, they don't make a lot of money, but they're not out in the cold. I was living in Fort McMurray, Alberta, where it's very cold. It can get minus 52 Celsius in the winter months.
Wow.
And I thought, if I'm going to, make less money than what I earned before, then I'm going to work from home where it's warm. And so I started looking online. And I was challenged right from the beginning because, I used to work on a computer 12 to 14 hours a day, but only programs that were pertain to accounting. If it didn't pertain to accountant, I never learned it. So I had no idea what I was doing when I get online and trying to surf and find. And my children had built me a Facebook page, but they never taught me how to do anything with it because they had more, it was quicker for them just to do it. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I started looking, and this ad kept going across my page. And finally, because I have a lot of faith and I did a lot of praying, and I was looking for something that I could sustain my lifestyle and be able to work from home in the comfort of my own home or wherever I wanted to be. And I could sustain my lifestyle and more. So, anyways, I registered the same as everybody else does, and with my name and email address, and I watched that 90-minute information session. And I knew the first minute I watched it that this would work. I didn't know how or how long it was going to take because I did not know anything about what they were talking about. They were talking about all these social media platforms and they said like Twitter. And I'm thinking, what kind of a name is Twitter? I'd never even heard of these things because social media was not something that I was interested in.
Right.
And, my generation was you go to school, you get an education, you marry a rich man. Well, that didn't happen. You get a good job and, and life goes on. But um, life happens and that happened to me. And I had to learn. I had to start learning at the age of 60, which wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. But there was times I thought, oh my gosh, maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too stupid, because nothing was, a lot of people, it's just common nature for them to do certain things. Well, when it came to the computer and social media, I didn't have that. I did not have that. I learned how to type in one of those great big ones that you had to have muscles on your arms. You had to hit the keys so hard, you hit the thing to go across, and you put the paper in.
Mm,
So it was like, oh my gosh, I have a whole new world out there. But thank God I had a grandson, 12-year-old grandson at the time. He's
oh,
now
bless you.
19, but um, he's the one who showed me how to put a picture on Facebook because they're telling me you need to put your picture on Facebook. Well, I was even one of those people, Angela, that I kept the duct tape over the camera on my laptop because I didn't want people looking at me. My daughter used to say,
Right.
Mom, people can't see you unless you have. Well, I said, I'm just making sure. So, I've come a long ways. I was a person that didn't want anybody to see me online. I didn't want to, get on Facebook or social media platforms. And now that's my business. I, do all kinds of posts on social media and I love it. And I learned how to do this business. And I think, not having any skills when it comes to that made it easier for me because I didn't have any garbage to change or take out of my mind.
Sure.
I just followed the process to a T and it worked. And I enjoy waking up every morning and coming to my computer and seeing who can I be a blessing to today? Who can I speak to? Now here you are. You're in Singapore today and I'm in
Exactly.
Mexico.
That's
We
right.
never would have had this opportunity to meet each other if it wasn't for this business. So this business just does not help people financially. It helps them physically, mentally, and socially.
Of
And
course.
I'm a firm believer that, you know, the lack of money causes stress. If you don't have your money to pay bills, and younger couples, their biggest fights are over money, not having enough money, not having too much, not having enough. And they're always worried how they're going to spend it, and this one needs that. And it's a lot of stress and it causes illness.
Of course.
And, when you live stress free, like today, I am totally healthy. I'm, 67. I take no medications whatsoever, no high blood pressure, no high cholesterol that people get at my age. And I don't have any of that. And I'm very healthy. And I can honestly say that because I had a complete physical this summer when I was back in Canada visiting. So and I say, I give God all the glory for bringing me to this business because it has changed my life. Like I say, financially, physically, mentally, socially, it has changed it in all ways.
Yeah, and I would say, on top of that, um, yeah, I mean, obviously, when anyone does a business, it's for financial reasons as well. On
Yes,
top of that, it is so fulfilling whenever you learn new skills. I mean, for myself, I was in the corporate world for 20 years. I did, just finish an MBA just before COVID happened. But
yes,
even then, I'm so happy to be learning new things on our training platform every single week. And that, and for me to be able to meet like-minded people, in an interview like this, it's such a pleasure. Yeah, and my network is just expanding and expanding. Such
yeah,
a blessing.
it is, right? It
Yeah.
truly, truly is a blessing. And there, you were telling me you have two children, a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old. And what a crucial time in their life to be with them,
Yes.
and to be a part of their life. And there's so many. And I get really emotional when I talk about this situation, but I really need people to hear this. After my children all became adults and started having children of their own, I gave them a book. I really don't even know where I found this book, but I found a book and I gave it to each of them, all six. And I said to them, please fill it out. It was about their childhood, what they liked, what they disliked, what was good, what was bad, what they changed, it was about everything about their childhood. Anyways, I said to them, don't give it back quickly. I want you to really put some time into this. Think about it. Be honest. Don't worry about hurting feelings. I want you to be honest because if I made mistakes as a parent with you growing up, I need to know and you need to know so that you won't make the same mistakes with your children, right? So then I
Oh,
gave it to them. Then I thought,
that's a
oh my.
great idea.
Yeah, but then I thought maybe I don't want to know that I was a bad parent, right? I'm thinking, they're just going to tell me the bad things. So, anyways, um, my youngest daughter gave it back in just a little over 3 months. And I thought, oh no, here we go. Because of all six kids, she's the only one I butted heads with as a teenager. So, being the youngest of six, right? They get away with a lot more than the older ones do. So, um, I started reading the book. There was a lot of tears. There was a lot of memories. There was a lot of, tearful laughs. It was awesome reading it, to find out what it was that she liked and disliked about her childhood, about her siblings, her friends, her parents. And the very last page said, if you could have changed one thing in your childhood, what would you have changed? And she wished her mom had been home more. I worked all the time. When you have six children, it takes
Yeah.
two incomes. I worked all the time. And being an accountant, I traveled for work. I would go to um, the islands and stay all night off the coast of New Brunswick because you can't get a ferry across and back the same day and do, the business's accounting work. So I was away a lot, and that was
Yeah,
the reason.
like me too. You
Yeah,
have no idea how many of my daughter's birthdays I've missed.
that's right, and we will never get that back as long as
Exactly.
we live. Never get that back as long as I live. That is something that, I never thought of that at the time. So that's why I tell this, because I want the people that have young children, teenagers, it doesn't matter. Remember that being a mom or being a dad is the most important thing of your life. And if you can find a vehicle to get you to be able to stay home with your children and do their things, attend their activities, and be their parent, not the babysitter or the daycare or, the school, then do it. And we have that vehicle. That's
Yeah.
what's so great about this business. We have that vehicle. Don't be like me and have that regret for the rest of your life. And I know I can't go backwards. I've lost that. But I can help others not do the same thing that I did.
Yeah, I totally agree. And
Right?
yes, I mean, maybe I'm starting this too late, but I would say, okay,
It's
my
never
children,
too late.
yeah, it's not too late. It's
Ever.
better late than never, although
Yes.
my youngest is already 16.
Yeah.
Better late than never.
That's right.
Time
And
lost can never be recovered.
we
And
can't
I
go back.
love how you put it. It's a vehicle that
Yes.
we're offering here.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
we
people,
can't go back on our past. We can only move
we can.
forward one step at a time. And I said, if everybody would learn to to act as a child when they're learning. A child listens to everything that they're told when they're in the learning ages of their life. Us adults try to make things look better or do things, change things, but we can't. Like, and that's what I said, not having, a lot of skills in my brain, of what I needed to do to build this business, I think was a benefit to me because they didn't have to clean out my garbage and me trying to think I can do it better. I just followed the process step by step. And
Yeah.
that's what helps. That's what builds this business.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I would say, although I've worked for so many top companies, the onboarding, the orientation, the training in our platform is certainly top class. One of the
Oh,
best
yeah.
yeah, one of the best I've ever, had
Yeah.
in my life, in my career.
Yes, it is. And it is. And I used to teach part time at the community college, and I have yet to see a program that has the training that is so well put together because it's
Mm,
video based. So it doesn't matter what education level, people can do this. If they can read and turn on a video, they can do this. All the degrees that I have with education and accounting and business, that doesn't mean a thing when it comes to this business. We
exactly.
all learn at the same level, right?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
advantage is for the people that know social media. That's the advantage, but they need to follow a system and be coachable. And we have the training step by step. Do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. And that's what I liked about it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even for people that already know, some social media,
Yeah.
we have to remember it's a very dynamic platform. Things are always changing.
Yeah.
So there's always more to learn. So,
Always. And our
always.
and we have such a wonderful training team that when there's a change in a social media platform, they're on it right away and it's changed in
Exactly.
so,
Yeah,
it's just amazing. They work 24/7 on our training team, around the clock because we're in all the countries, we're in 25 different countries of the world.
yeah.
And
And we're
these people are from all over the world that's in the training site. So we have them working 24/7, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I
Awesome.
mean, I mentioned to you, I just finished an MBA in
Yes.
2019, and
Congratulations.
one of my module was on social media digital marketing, and I can tell
Awesome.
you that what I learned at that time, it's already obsolete because
Yeah.
that was 3 years ago.
Yes. Totally. And that's
Yeah,
what's so great about our business.
it
It's
is.
never going to be obsolete because it's changed the minute there's a change in social media, which is
Exactly.
awesome. There
Exactly.
may be a 24-hour delay, but no more,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing your experience with us. It's really inspiring that anyone, can learn how to start this business. Not only it's financially fulfilling, it's mentally fulfilling. On top of that, we get to meet lots of amazing, like-minded people
Yes.
who are always willing to, lend a helping hand. Like Deborah, we've never met before. I just heard about her story, so I reached out to her, and then, she agreed to do this interview.
And maybe sometime, maybe Japan this summer, right?
Yes, for sure, for sure. I will
Yeah.
see you in Japan.
Yes. And I just want to say something to the people my age. When you retire from a job, you sit in a rocking chair and you live on a pension. And I don't know what the pensions are like in Singapore or London, but in Canada, the pensions, if unless you've worked for a huge company all your life and didn't get laid off or your position eliminated before it was retirement time, you may have a good pension. But that's not the case for, 80% of the people in Canada. So when they retire, they sit in a rocking chair and they wait to die. Some may do a little bit of traveling, but they're not living their dreams. They're doing
Exactly.
what they can afford and only
Yeah,
what they can afford. I wasn't ready to sit in a rocking chair and die. I was ready to sit in a rocking chair and learn how to live again.
yeah. We
So
all
that
need that sense of purpose in life.
exactly. So don't let your age take you down.
Yeah,
Don't
for
let
sure.
anybody tell you you can't do something because we can do anything we put our minds to. And,
For sure.
if you're content doing nothing, then that's great. But I wasn't a person to be content doing nothing. I do my online business. I do a lot of volunteering through our church. I help out in the community here. I love being busy. It keeps me young,
Oh, for sure. I
right?
mean, when we have that sense of purpose, we wake
Yes.
up, excited to do
Exactly,
more.
right? Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you so much for your sharing. And, I look forward to chat with you again soon and also seeing you in person.
Yes. Well, you take care. God bless. And thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, letting me share my story because I think it's an important story for people to hear.
For sure. Thank you so much,
You're
Deborah.
welcome. God bless.
All right then. Okay. Bye. Bye, everyone.